Hey, welcome back everybody. You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com. My name is Kepley. Today is Monday, November 28th, 2016. In today's video, I'm going to give you a little bit of inspiration on investing, kind of give you my my takeaways on what I've learned, throughout the last 4 or 5 years of investing and making mistakes and day trading and, just looking at stocks, broad picture, and just give you my takeaways and key points that I've taken for myself that have helped me through the years with investing, so that I'm not losing all my money. So that's what today's video is about. Stay tuned, keep watching, and I'll see you in the next section of this video. Alright, before I get started here, guys, I want to go ahead and quote somebody here. And I found this the other day. I was listening to an interview on one of the TED Talks, and I can't remember the individual's name, but he quoted somebody, and I wrote it down because it was so of substance, and it has a lot to do with the reason why you should invest. So here it is. There are thousands and thousands of people out there living lives of quiet, screaming desperation, who work long, hard hours at jobs they hate to enable them to buy things they don't need to impress people they don't like. And that's Nigel Marsh. That's the man who said that. And if you think about it for a minute, guys, it makes so much sense. I mean, I was watching the X22 report not too long ago, and it's a YouTube channel out there. There was an interview with a guy by the name of Michael Snyder, and he said, literally, right now, from national surveys and statistics across the board for the United States, there's literally 2/3 of the American population that is living paycheck to paycheck. These are people, all right, like you and me, who don't have more than $1,000 saved up in case of an emergency or even for retirement. Okay, now that is a huge number. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's millions of people. All right, that's 2/3 of the population here in the United States. Okay, which brings me to my next point. If you're wanting to invest, because I hear this a lot when I'm talking to other people about investing. I mean, I'll get stopped in conversations with people about it because they're just like, hey, you know what, I don't care, I don't have the money for that, I'm not interested, I don't have the money to invest, therefore why should I listen to you? I mean, I've literally had people tell me that when I'm, just talking to them about markets or just trying to spark a conversation about the economy, and when it comes to investing. And my thing is, I try to help people out as much as I can, but you can only help people so much. If they don't want to be helped, then you can't help them. Okay, and I'm starting to learn that. But anyways, that's besides the point. Again, like I'm saying, it just kind of backs up what Nigel Marsh is saying. People just, they don't have the money. And today's video, I wanted to give you my key takeaways on my experience with investing, short-term and long-term, day trading, just holding on to stocks and trying to reduce my risk over a long period of time, and giving my key takeaways so far on what has benefited me the most when it comes to handling my finances, so that I can get that, that $1,000 and above in savings, so that I can invest, so I actually have money to invest. All right, these are really important, and we'll go ahead and start here with number one, guys. Pay off your debt. Okay, if you've got debt out there with credit cards, any type of bad debt that is taking money out of your pocket and not putting money in your pocket, pay it off. Okay, and I know it's easier said than done because, I'm going to be the last one here to act like, I've never done that myself, because up until I was about 25 or 26, I was in debt. I didn't have any cash flow or any of that, and I just finally got pissed off. Okay, at the system, at myself, at my behaviors with money, and I decided to change my world. And the first step to that was paying off my debt. So if you're in debt right now, just pay off your debt, okay? Take whatever amount of money you can and just attack it viciously. Okay, now I've got other videos on my channel that explain if you've got credit card debt and stuff like that, explains how to pay it off. I paid about $22,000 off in 2 years of credit card debt, and I actually cut my balances in half from the initial amount that I was supposed to owe, plus interest. Okay, so if you want more information on how to do that, just check out my YouTube channel. I've got a few videos that are titled like Paying Off Your Debt or Getting Out of Debt, Being Debt Free. I'll put a link in the description here in this video too, so that you can go watch those. But that's step number one. Step number two is live below your means. Okay, now this is crucial. Okay, I've paid off pretty much all my debt. I've been debt free since I was 30 years old. Okay, I'm about 36 here in June. And the hardest part is staying debt free. At least that's been my observation so far. Because it's so easy to go back in debt. Especially if you don't have any emergency funds. Life throws curveballs at you. You may have to pay for, a flat tire, whatever it might be. Life will throw curveballs at you, and if you're not prepared for that, you can easily go back into debt. So the hardest thing for me, being debt-free, was, and still trying to stay debt-free, is trying to make sure I don't go back into debt. Okay, so live below your means as much as possible. Alright, now what this does, if you don't have any debt, guess what? You don't have any bills. If you don't have any bills, you have more money to spend or invest. And if you're living below your means, that basically will assure that you have some money to invest. That way you're not like some of these other people that I talk to who are like, you know what, I just don't have any money to invest. You don't want to be somebody like that your entire life, because eventually your time's going to run out. And when your time runs out, you better hope, I'm talking about when you retire from the workforce, you better hope you have some money to live on. Okay? There was another video, just to add to that a little bit and emphasize how important it is. There was another video that I watched on an interview through an alternative media station. And they had a guy on there who had taken some statistics on people retiring through the baby boomers. And they said that it was about 35 million people in the United States. About 35 million people are saving anywhere between, and this is based on the baby boomers retiring. They've saved in between $14,000 and $150,000 to retire on, and that's all they have. That's 35 million people in the United States population. Okay, now think about that for a minute, because if you're retiring, they said the annual household expenses, in other words, the amount of money it takes people to just survive and pay their bills, is about $46,000 a year on average. And that was a statistic taken across the board here in 2016. Okay, now it might vary a little bit depending on who you listen to, but it's roughly about $46,000 a year that people need to live on. These people retiring, okay, that are getting out of the workforce, only have $14,000 to $150,000 to live on, and then, their time's up and the money's run out. That's a lot of people. And if you think about that, based off the average amount of expenses that people accrue each year, all right, they're going to be out of income within 3 years, and they're going to have to either completely 100% depend on Social Security, or they're going to have to go back to work and join the workforce again. I'm telling you, you do not want to be one of those people, because if you're depending on the government, well, you're in trouble, because the government isn't always going to be able to fund these entitlement programs. Go back and look at one of my videos I shot on Social Security. They're already talking about cutting Social Security come like 2020, 2030 by 20%, or at least taxing 20% on top of what is already being, taxed on Social Security. So that's you want to make sure that you're not in that position. Number 3 here, invest your cash flow. Okay, I there's so many people that get money and they get a little taste of it, they get excited, and you know what they do? They go out and spend it. And a lot of times they'll spend it on stupid stuff, like partying, going to the bars, going out to eat, just mindless stuff. I need new clothes. I need to go ahead and get a wardrobe that's worth $5,000 so I can impress the people I don't like Nigel Marsh is talking about. So if you're going to invest your cash flow, though, based on what I was just talking about with retirees and only having $14,000 to $150,000, they said, the reason for that is they weren't investing enough. These people were investing about 10% of their annual income per year. Okay? Obviously, it's not enough these days, and the reason why is because the markets go up and down. If you're tied into a 401k through your job, chances are you're set up for about 90% risk. Okay, I'm basing this off of asset allocation theory, and the way hedge fund managers work. I've explained this in numerous videos as well, so you can go back and watch some of that to get an idea of what I'm talking about. But these people investing in their 401ks, when the market drops by 40-50%, like back in 2008, 2001, 1999, they lose half their wealth, and then they have to get it all back. And if you don't, if you're one of these baby boomers getting ready to retire, you don't have that luxury. Next time this market goes and it drops 40-50% and you lose half your wealth, it's going to take an awful long time for you to rebuild that wealth. And if you don't have 10 years to do it, because you're already approaching retirement, you're going to work till you die. So you need to set yourself up for passive income if you can. So, and do things, invest in things outside your 401k. Okay, but if you're going to do this and you invest your cash flow, aim for more than 10% of your annual income. Okay, so start attacking this thing a little bit more aggressively, which means, again, you're going to have to go back to the second takeaway here, which is living below your means, because you can save more money that way. And then number 4, guys, stay consistent. Okay, I can't emphasize this enough. Stay consistent, because consistency is very, very key. Even if you're working a 9-to-5 job, all right? One thing that a lot of people have a problem with, and I do too, is we go to work, we do things we don't like for a paycheck, for a currency, a piece of paper that's backed by nothing, all right? And it controls every aspect of your life. Now, the thing is, you can take control. You can take control of that piece of paper and have it start working for you in your sleep. I mean, it's every American has that opportunity. That's what makes America great. Okay? So, stay consistent. Get a job that you love. If you're doing a job and you're in a market right now that you're really not interested in, do something that you love, because chances are you're going to be able to weather a lot of the storms with, politics and the workforce and corporate America, the propaganda that's spewed from the top down, all the stuff that we just, as adults, we don't need in our lives, okay? So if you're doing something you love, it makes a lot of that stuff, it's not going to bother you as much, okay? But that's all I have. Again, stay consistent when you're investing. If you're not consistent, you're jumping all over the place and you're buying and selling, chances are you're going to lose your money. I can tell you that from experience. And you'll lose your money probably about 95% of the time if you're doing that, because you're going to get out at the wrong time. You're not going to stay in and allow your money to compound. So those are my 4 takeaways here from investing. And also, I'll leave a link for the X22 report with Michael Snyder, where he talks about 2/3 of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. So you can check that interview out. I thought it was pretty interesting what he was talking about there. And yeah, so just do your research and start following some of these steps here. Okay, because I can tell you they work. That's all I have for today. If you like the information I'm putting out here, please subscribe to the channel. And remember, guys, income is the outcome. All right? I'll talk to you later.